Greetings viewers, Eric the Car Guy. Back again with another edition of Fixing It Forward with Barbara's minivan, this 1998 Chrysler Town Country. We have at this point replaced the transmission, the radiator, we fixed the rear window wing motors, say that 5 times fast, and a few other miscellaneous things that we've done to it. Now, one of the other concerns that Barbara had was the air conditioning. And it's getting to be the warmer time of year, so I figured we'd look at the air conditioning today and possibly a couple of other targets of opportunity, if you will. For now, let's look at the AC. This is the low side fitting for the AC system, and one of my quick checks, even before I start the vehicle, is to see if there is any refrigerant in the system. And I do that quickly. It looks like somebody also put some dye in here. I do that quickly by just depressing the schrader valve, which there is nothing at all coming out of there. So this system is completely empty. This is the low side fitting. This is the larger hose, and back down in here is the high side fitting. I think what I'm going to do, since the system is completely empty, and I suspected as much, is I'm going to evacuate the whole system. I'm just going to put a vacuum on it. That way if there's any moisture in there, I can get it out. And then I'm going to top it off with some refrigerant with some dye to try to figure out where it leaked out. One of the most common places in my experience is that things leak out is right at these schrader valves. So it's quite possible that that's what we're looking at. But unless there's a massive leak when we go to, well, if it doesn't hold a vacuum, there's no point in putting refrigerant in. But if it does hold a vacuum, we'll put refrigerant in with some dye, see what happens. I'm going to use my handy dandy gauge set here. I have videos specifically on recharging AC systems and diagnosing AC systems and all that. So if you want more specific information, I will put links in the description to those videos, and you can go there and watch them. I only tighten the fittings down until the needle moves. Once the needle moves, it's open. I don't crank on the valves because, in my experience, if you do that, remember I told you about the most common leak being those valves? Those valves can get damaged if you crank that knob down too far. So as soon as it opens, I know it opens, I stop. I'm going to work on other things while this is evacuating. I'm going to do this for about 30 minutes and then see if it holds a vacuum. And one of the things I thought of, check out these headlights. Looking kind of foggy. I've done a couple of videos on restoring these headlights, and I'm going to do that to these headlights today while I'm waiting for the system to evacuate. Suck away, my friend. And start by cleaning them in the surrounding area so the tape sticks better. That one looks like, even if we clean the lens, there's yuckiness down inside there. Ew. Let's just turn those on and see what they look like. Yeah, not pretty. We'll make it better. Awesome, we're done. Let's go home. Maybe we'll do the other side. Battery died in my drill. Switching to pneumatic. Almost there. better. It's been sitting on a vacuum now for a little while, so I'm gonna close off the taps and turn off the vacuum pump and see if it's actually able to hold a vacuum. If it is, then we know we don't have a major leak that we're dealing with. But we're starting out at just above 30 on the gauges. Well, let's wrap up these headlights. This is my 3M kit. This is the magic disc, the Trizac disc. Now we can see how really crappy they are inside.
Right.
Yeah, it's still a little foggy, but I'd say it's better than it was. Much better than it was. I can see. A little polish, and we'll ship it. Now for the final polish. I'm gonna call that done. I don't want to invest a whole lot of time in this, mainly because, as you can see, the inside of the headlight is pretty much done. It's a far sight better than what it was. And that's what I was going for. Almost like new. All right, now let's see what the headlights look like. Yeah. So you should be able to see a little bit better at night. Now, I know some of you are saying, Eric, what about those turn signals? I don't think those are nearly as critical as the headlights. And I'm running out of materials to do headlights with. Now that I have pretty headlights, I'm going to take the tape off. Where are we on this AC thing? Probably was into those headlights for about 20 minutes or so, and the needle has not moved. Therefore, I'm going to conclude that there are no major leaks in this AC system, and I'm going to deem it worthy of receiving a fresh charge. However, I'm also going to be adding a little bit of dye, just in case. If there's a leak somewhere, I'll be able to more easily find it with that dye in the system. In another video, I added oil and dye using this tool in line here, and it works well. But all I'm doing is adding a little bit of dye today, and just for ease of installation, I'm just going to add it right to this feed hose. You really don't need a lot of this dye. It travels through the whole system to do the trick, and I'm leaving the bottom open right now so that the air can be displaced. I'm just going to put a couple of ounces in this hose, and that way when the charge goes in, take some dye with it. And when it leaks out, UV light will reveal where those leaks are. Refrigerant. It has oil already in it. Make sure the high side is closed. You always charge to the low side. With these, it has to pierce the top of the can. You run it all the way down. Can is pierced. Open it up. And now we have free-flowing refrigerant until we open this valve. That's when it's going to flow through the manifold gauge. I'm going to start it up, turn the AC on, so that when it does cycle, I have low pressure and it'll help draw the refrigerant in. Plus, I'm also going to get my thermometer and stick it in the vents, sort of see what the temperature is, sort of find out how well it's working. Just to give you an idea, it is a very temperate 70 degrees in the shop right now, maybe 69. Either way, nice temperature in here, for once. See if we can make the magic happen. Hopefully the clutch will cycle on here in a minute. There it goes. Well, only for a second. Still thinking about it. Should be this one. By the looks of it, this 15. Fuse is good. This should be the AC clutch relay. I'm going to say the outer ones are probably the high amp side. Maybe our compressor clutch is going bad. I think our clutch might be bad. The relay and everything was working, but the clutch is not engaging. Compressor clutch is dead. It kicked on for a second, but it is getting, well, it was getting power, yeah, it's getting power and ground, but it's not activating. So everything else in the system is working and telling it to work, but it's not engaging. So I say that compressor clutch is bad. It worked for a second and then it quit. Looks like we got to get some more parts for this. As long as I'm here and this belt is making noise, I have this belt conditioner. I'm gonna try it. It works as long as I'm spraying it. So I guess I'll just rig the can up to spray all the time. It's probably that tensioner that might be going bad. Back down in there. That might be our culprit. Well, in another video, we'll go in and replace that compressor clutch. It's my hope that it's like a lot of compressor clutches that I've replaced, where you don't have to open the AC system in order to remove the compressor clutch and replace it. That would be great. But it is. I saw over there it was getting power and ground at the relay. It's getting power and ground at the connector. I ran power and ground directly to the compressor clutch itself. Nothing happened. That says to me, that circuit's dead. So we'll collect up our gauges and everything else and keep moving forward, which we'll be back with another episode of Fixing It Forward here with Barbara's van. But we accomplished some headlight cleaning today. I'll post a link in the description to the kit that I used along with a video on how to use that kit so that you can try this for yourself if you have a problem. Anyway, if you have automotive questions not addressed in this video, I would ask you head over to EricTheCarGuy.com. There's a welcome video there to tell you about stuff. If you wish to connect with me socially, Google+, Facebook, Twitter, and now Instagram. Close each of my videos. Be safe, have fun, stay dirty. I will see you next time. Fixing It Forward.